tracker installation video on a vehicle. This is a 2015 Toyota Tacoma. I'm going to give you guys an example. On most trucks, 99% of most trucks have a metal bumper. So you can take the tracker, like I said in the installation video, you want to make sure that it's closed tight real good. And this is a big magnet. It's got a lot of power, but it has to be on metal. Period. It's got to be on metal. So you will find, somewhere in the bumper, I find on trucks is the most convenient, easiest, fastest way to install and to take off. So as you can see, I've got a chrome metal bumper here, and I've got a good spot right here. So you'll take the tracker, place it just like that, and you'll hear it grab. And once it's on, you'll grab it and you'll give it a good tug, kind of feel it. And if it's in there pretty good, it's on good. But if you can pull it off real easy, it's not on good enough. You got to make sure it's on, and the full magnet is getting an attachment to the vehicle. So there are other places to put it. As you can see, you can put it on the frame of vehicles, which would be right here. But that's really easy for people to see. So if you know someone that's not going to get under the vehicle, then that's a really good spot, because it's got a lot of power in the magnet and it's definitely not coming off. But as trying to find another spot, as you can see, this is not a good idea, because that's not going to stay very well. It's just going to come off, and it's easy. It sticks out underneath the vehicle so people can see it. There are multiple good spots. Put it on top of the, as you can see, the toe place, the hitch right here. Put it on top of there, and even just like that, you can see how it's on there pretty good. I'm trying to move it. It's stuck pretty good. There are a lot. You can put it on trucks, also in fender wells. So this is the fender well of the Toyota Tacoma. It fits real well right up in there, just like that. But like I said, it's also really easy to see if someone were to lay under the vehicle. So you want to kind of find the happy medium, the best spot where the magnet is going to stick, but also the best spot where no one's going to see it. So you can put it inside spare tires, so you can go up and over and put it inside the spare tire. But if you're putting it on someone, on someone's property or your significant other's property, it's difficult to get in and out, so it's going to take some time. So once you throw it up in there, it's going to magnetize to the wheel on the inside. So there are multiple places to put it. It just has to be on metal, and the full magnet has to be attached. Make sure you can give it a good pull and it not stick. And number two, you want to make sure it's away from the exhaust. You can see where the exhaust is. Let me give you an example. I've tested the theory on how close you can get without basically frying a tracker with the heat. So anywhere around within about 6 to 7 inches of the exhaust is going to put off too much heat. So if I were to put it right here, as you can see where the gap is, that's too close. It's gonna end up melting the plastic and then fry the tracker, and now you're not gonna have a device. So, and that's not even stuck very well, obviously, even though it's metal, because the full magnet is not stuck. So it's got to be at least 6 inches away from any type of exhaust that's going to put off heat for it to stick. And that is on a 2015 Toyota Tacoma. And most trucks, like I said, 99% of trucks look just like this underneath here. And trucks are the most easiest to do because they have the most metal with heavy duty. So anywhere underneath a vehicle on a truck, the bumpers, like I said, are definitely a number one choice. You don't even have to bend down. Actually, you can basically just go under here like this and stick your hand under there. Normally in the corner there's always an empty one, and you can pop it on and you'll feel. Just make sure you feel that it's up in there really good, and you'll know. Once you feel and you feel the magnet suck up real tight, you'll know it's in there good, and then you're good to go. This is the Toyota Tacoma 15 with the small trackers. It's the same concept. Small trackers don't have as strong of a magnet as the big ones, but they work just as well. You just gotta make sure that they're in a good spot. So they can be hidden a lot easier since they're smaller. So as you can see, they'll stick anywhere you want. And even if it's down here, don't think that it's gonna fall off, because it's not. If it's on metal, it's stuck. Even if it gets wet, it's fine, no big deal. They're made to get wet. They're not gonna break or lose a signal. So the only problem with this is people could see it, and he may see it if he had to change out a spare tire. So these little ones stick in really good spots. Just remember where you put it. Anywhere, like right up in there. It's a good spot, hidden. So anywhere it's metal, these magnets will stick. So 6 inches away from the exhaust. Make sure it's in a good spot where they can't be seen. Another example. I'll change a different vehicle and show. I'm going to give you guys an example of a tracker installation on a 2010 Honda Accord Cross Tour. And I think Hondas, Volkswagens, Audis are kind of your most difficult cars to do. Just because they have so much plastic underneath the vehicle. So if you're wanting to do a small one. Alright, so I'm underneath the passenger corner here. If you're wanting to do a small tracker, as you can see, here's your small tracker. There's metal right there. There's some metal. Just like that. And that's far enough away from the exhaust, as you can see, that it will be okay. It's got the plastic here to guard from the heat. So this is okay. All this right here is all plastic, so there's nowhere to really put the tracker. And you can go further up there and put it underneath, you know, over by. You can go further in the vehicle and put it right there. But like I said, make sure it goes up here and it's away from the exhaust, because this muffler's going to put off some heat. So you want it away. So just dig for metal and find spots to where it's good to put it away from the exhaust, as long as the magnet's fully sticking. You obviously don't want to put it on a, you know, suspension or anything like that, or because it's gonna constantly move and probably fall off. So just make sure it's on some metal. Get a bigger one here and give you an example. A big one. Here's a big one. So you're probably wondering where you're gonna put the big one. No, too close to the exhaust. Now it would fit right there. As you can see, it would fit right there. Sticks down a little bit. I think she's good. If she hits a big bump, probably an animal, may fall off. So it's definitely a little risky. So you might want to crawl further up in here. Find a good spot where it sticks to the metal really well. You gotta kind of play with it and find the right spot where the magnet fully sticks, so you have no doubt. And on Hondas, I found that the best, most hidden spot, truthfully, is up inside the bumper. So I know that sounds difficult, but you basically stick your hand way up in there, and you can see the metal right up in there. That's where the actual GPS will go. It will go right up in there. You'll see metal, and that's where the GPS will actually sit on with a magnet, and you'll give it a good tug to make sure it's going to stick, but it will. And I find that to be the most hidden, best spot for the magnet. The only downfall, it takes, you know, a good 15-20 seconds to install and take off, so you need some time. And that's the 2010 Honda Cross Tour on a 2014 Ford Edge. So I'm going to show you guys the installation here. On a Ford Edge, you got a big tracker. Here's underneath the vehicle. As you lay down, you can see the vehicle. And you got the heat shield here. As if you look in the bumper, you see a bunch of pieces of metal, just like you would in any other car. Bam. Test it. Now you got a magnet on metal right there. That's perfect. In the bumper. Take the big one, do the same thing. Change it around how you want to put it. You can put it like that. Make sure it's on there all the way. Give it a good tug. It's on there good. And there you go. Now you've got tracker installation on that. Pull it off. There you go, and that's inside the bumper. So bumpers are going to be your best friend because they're mostly convenient on most vehicles. Alright, here's another sample video. Trackers on a 2012 Honda Elantra GT. Lay underneath the vehicle. This one's a little low to the ground, so it's kind of tough to get to. But as you'll see, you look in the bumper, you look for spots that are metal. You can already see where some good spots are. So what you'll do, take the big tracker, if you got the big tracker, you can see the metal right up in here. It's right up in there. You'll see that the tracker is on the metal right there. Give it a good tug, make sure it's on, and you know you're good to go. As long as it's on some metal, you know, this takes time to do. It's gonna make some noise. Just be as quiet as you can when you're installing. And if you can find a better spot, then you can find there might be a better spot. You know, you could put it there, right on the spare tire case. But like I said, it's gonna hang down, so it's kind of easy to be seen. And you could go further up to where the rear axle is and find a spot, probably on the body somewhere. It's got some metal. As long as it's not by the exhaust, you're good.